All right, so Depressed Unwanted Man made a video that he's claiming is his farewell video, that he'll be making no more YouTube videos, that he'll be leaving the manosphere. I wanted to react to it because I have criticisms. They are well-meaning criticisms. I'm not here to bash his character for no reason. I'm not here to make him feel like shit. We all know we have plenty of that, either in our present or our past, right, in this community. So I'm not here to do that. But I do think that in addition to all the comments that people have left trying to give him some good advice and being honest with him, not even rude, but honest, just in case that's not enough, I just wanted to lend a voice of reason, hopefully, right? Not that I'm anybody. We've never spoke before outside of some just like chat stuff in Discord, but I feel like it's necessary, especially for any other men out there who have similar qualities or feel a similar way. I think it's worth discussing. So let's get into it.
You know, with all you guys out there hiding behind your avatars, you're so much better than I am. I had the balls to be out here sharing my experiences.
So that's a great point, and I want to give him credit for that, and anybody credit for that who takes the time to make videos to speak on their situation, to speak on their process of improvement or lack thereof. Just chronicling their life as insert term here: incel, TFL, true force loneliness, black pillar, whatever. Right? Men in flux. In the struggle, whatever you want to call it, trying to figure things out, get through certain things, right? Whether you're 17, 27, 47. What we've clearly identified is that in the manosphere, there are connecting struggles, connecting ideas, the connective tissue that kind of binds us all, and that we found common ground on speaking on. Anybody who steps out in front of the crowd and is willing to put a camera on themselves and speak on their experiences, I think you do deserve some level of respect. Because there's plenty of people who wouldn't do that, who wouldn't even just put on a camera or even talk on a microphone like I am. Like there's just levels to it, and I respect him for doing it. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
I wanted to be like Todd.
First mistake: Todd is not an aspirational figure. He's just some dude. He's just some dude who has had trouble with women. Frankly, um, if you're going to pick somebody to aspire to be, they should be significantly better than you. They should be achieving something that you deem worthy, and ideally, that something um, should be enriching and meaningful. Right now, I can't tell anybody who their mentor or their role model should be, but I do have some suggestions, and Todd would be the last man on that list. Not to imply that he's a horrible person, but rather of all the people for you to put on a pedestal and say, I want to be this man, or I want to be this person. It's very odd that you would choose another sort of forever alone incel type. Like, why would you want to be that man that's also in the same situation as you, or in a similar struggle? Why wouldn't you want to be somebody who's ascended out of it, more specifically, who maybe was once in that struggle but found a way out through whatever means, and now you can kind of see your way out as a result. Um, so just that sentence alone kind of lets you know where his mind is at, and that's a huge problem. Like we, again, in the manosphere, we have good men that we can look up to, right? Whether they be significantly older than you, maybe if they're even younger than you, like though it's nothing wrong. The point of looking up to somebody is that they've accomplished something rather, or they've they emulate some quality that you deem worthy. So you look up to them, you want to be like them. They don't have to be older than you, for them to have a quality or an accomplishment that you also want. So I've seen his videos before. He's not joking when he says this. He truly does try to be like Todd, and I think that's a terrible mistake. And I'm not surprised it's ending this way. But let's continue.
And I wanted to tell the truth. Here's one of those, yeah. Everyone's just an asshole, man. I just...
So this comment is interesting. If you go on his previous videos and you look at the comment section, this man is not getting bullied. The manosphere / incel community on YouTube, and mind you, these two communities are different things. I'm not meaning to conflate them in full, but just to imply that these two communities that might have funneled into his comment section, neither of them were there to bully him. And there were moments when he could have incurred that kind of wrath, to be fair, because of his behavior, and he still didn't get it. And I've looked at the comment sections. I haven't looked at every comment, obviously, but for the most part, it's people giving him well-meaning, honest advice. Hey man, don't fixate over internet girls. That's unhealthy. Hey man, don't fixate over Todd. That's another man trying to, get out of his own struggle. Don't fixate over him. Don't look at him as a mentor. He's not mentoring you. He's actually the opposite. He's just trying to shitpost and have fun. So don't, focus too much on him. Focus on yourself. This is the kind of stuff that he was getting, that he's claiming are people being an asshole. Previously he made the comment he was here to tell the truth. No, he wasn't. He was here to expand and promote his personal truth, which is something that you might hear men criticizing modern women of doing. So again, I'm not here to make him feel worse about himself, but I need to call this out because it's unhealthy, and I don't want any man, both his age, my age, which is younger, or any man, to look at this and think it's something that's okay. You cannot have a personal truth. There's usually there's only one truth at any given time. There's not multiple. If 2 + 2 has a defined answer, right? There's not a whole bunch of different answers that we all just get to float. This is how we're able to operate in a society in a way that is at all functional. Is that 2 + 2 continues to equal 4. If 2 + 2 starts equaling whatever you feel like it should equal because you're in a particular mood that day, and then I have a different answer because I'm in a particular mood that day, where does that leave us? So, not to go too much on a tangent here, but these things are very telling, right? We haven't even gotten that far, and he's already made statements that to let you know, don't just throw pity at this person. Don't just think, oh, he's been bullied or this, that, and the third. There's something else going on here and needs to be addressed. He's mentally very fragile, and he doesn't have a very good understanding of the very space that he claims he wanted to be a part of. But I'll get more into that later. Definitely.
I'm done with YouTube. I didn't do this to make $1. I didn't do this to make, uh, a girlfriend. Yeah, get a girl. Like Amanda.
Amanda is a YouTuber who every now and then comments in his comment section, leaves a very blue-pilled advice, generic things. She probably barely even thinks of this man. And yet again, he's fixated. He talks about her way too much. He brings her up, even at a time like this, he's bringing her up. She's irrelevant. She is not giving him the attention that he As frankly, outside of these things that I'm highlighting, as a what appears to be a good man, right? A man of he's not of ill repute. He's not morally objectionable, as far as I know, right? He works. He's earned. He has a house. He has a car. He's a taxpayer. He's a provider, right? So he's not giving him proper female or womanly attention. This is not even She's not even in his physical orbit. She's just a persona online. That's how he knows her, and yet he talks about her as if there was ever a chance for them to be something. And he does the same thing with Todd. Neither of these people have expressed any interest in truly getting to know him in a way that was genuine and meaningful. Right? Now, I get it. Beggars can't be choosers. I've been lonely plenty of times in my life. I'm not here to lecture as if I'm above it all. Right? If you've talked to me before, you know that I've been through plenty. I've been through those struggle times. But you can never give up your self-respect. No matter how lonely you get, your self-respect must remain intact. You can't be begging for attention. You can't be begging for friends, and you certainly can't fixate and obsess over people who have not given you. Well, you shouldn't be doing it anyway, regardless of whether they reciprocated or not. But for you to be paying this much attention to people bringing their name up, name dropping again and again when they've expressed no interest in you, right? That's where some of this pain is coming from, for sure. This crying that you're seeing, I think part of it is coming from that. Is the weight of being this interested in somebody and caring this much about somebody who hasn't given you anything back, right? And it's very sad to see. And I don't find it funny. I don't find it, cool or anything. I just wish he would listen when people are telling him to stop, so that he could himself relieve some of that emotional pain by making better choices.
I was trying to help myself and other depressed, unwanted men.
He accomplished this goal. I want that to be clear too. He actually accomplished this goal because he had, and if he wants to, he can continue to build his channel and build this community and continue to do that because he has a Discord server. And if you look in the comments, there's plenty of depressed, unwanted men who have said like, "Hey, I love your videos, man. I come by, I watch them. They kind of, I watch them while I'm at work. I watch them here. They make me feel less alone. Kind of like I'm just chopping it up with a friend. We're just kicking it, cooling or whatever." So he's already done that. He's done that. What he's doing now is getting in his own way and technically in their way as well by removing something that he built for what is really no good reason.
And all I got was shit. It's easy being behind a keyboard.
So he did not just get shit. He got friends, okay? They might be online friends, but that's more than what he appeared to have prior. And they did care about him, and they spoke to him, and the server, with the right amount of time and upkeep, could have been a great place for him to continue to speak to these people and relate to them and everything. Two, he does not appear to be built for the online world. The online world is cutthroat. People will come onto a video. They will tell you it could be a video that you spend a lot of time on. It could be a video that means a lot to you. It could be you could turn your camera on. You could have yourself up there. They could criticize your physical appearance, whatever the case may be. He says it's easy to sit behind, a keyboard. That's probably where he should be, because he's crying from very light criticism. Again, his comment section was not filled with people just absolutely destroying him and attacking him for no reason. That's not what happened. You can go look. For the most part, from what I've seen, it was people giving reasonable criticism. Now, I don't doubt that there were some negative comments, but again, this is how I know he's not built for what he's trying to do. You're supposed to be able to not hone in on and fixate on those negative comments if you're going to be any kind of creator of content for the internet. This would go the same for this video, and I wouldn't even consider myself a content creator. This will only be the second video I've ever made. And yet still, there could be 20 negative comments talking about me, my voice, my mic quality. If my face was up, maybe my face, anything. It could be anything. The way I speak, the volume, right? Somewhere in there might be some, credible information or some really useful criticism that I can actually incorporate into my videos. But also within that, within the, myriad of comments and everything, there's going to be a lot of negativity and attacking as well. And I'm going to have to be able to sort through all of that, glean from it something useful, and continue and move on with my life and realize that the internet is the internet and real life is real life. He has not figured that out. And that's one of his primary issues.
Not behind the camera. Judging us. Put your face out there. Yeah, I'm ugly as fuck. I'm fat. I got big earlobes. Whatever. I was willing to put myself out there to help other fucking men. And all you guys are pieces of shit. I mean...
So this is an unfair assessment on his part. All of them were not pieces of shit. All of those guys are not pieces of shit, and they didn't treat him horribly. All right. So I'm not gonna, spend a whole bunch of time on this video talking about my criticisms of his, self-assessment. Right? Is he ugly? Yes, he is not conventionally attractive by any means. Okay. Is it over? Would I give him the stamp of it's over? Not really. Right. For all the blue pill advice you might get, take a shower, get a haircut. Remember, not all of it is useless. Some of it is actually useful. One, he is fat. He's extremely fat, and he's done nothing to address that. And he thinks that doesn't mean anything, or he thinks that is just something that he can let lie. But it is a huge part of why his face is shaped the way it is, right? And people told him that in the comments, and I think he took that negatively rather than realizing, as men in the manosphere, this is what we do. We guide each other, because the women just tell you no. They're not going to tell you the truth of why they said no. They will even lie to you and tell you that they would have loved to say yes, but they have a boyfriend. That's not what we do. We're going to tell you straight up, hey man, when I look at you, this is what I see. And this may be what the women see as well, right? That's part of what we do. We're honest, brutally sometimes, because we care that much. And that's how a man is meant to operate. You cut through the bullshit. You don't spend a whole bunch of time with platitudes and niceties. You cut through the bullshit. Hey, depressed, unwanted man. Hey, James, look, this is what you're going to have to do. You have a hairline that has all but disintegrated. So I'm not going to tell you to, grow your hair out. But here's what you can do. Grow your facial hair out, because you have a weaker jaw, weaker chin, right? It's going to be more flattering to cover that up. Also, it'll help kind of sculpt the way things look near your ears, right? You're going to start working out, both for the sake of your health and your aesthetics. Primarily your health, because you're obviously obese. You're not just a little bit overweight. I'm also working on my own health as well, my own weight at the moment. So I'm not just talking to talk. These things are important unless you plan on roping, immediately, which obviously you don't. You've spent all this time, earning money to buy a house and a car and establishing yourself. So clearly you, to an extent, you want to be alive, or at least you have the drive to. So why not make your life better if you can? These are the kind of things that you're going to get these comments. Men are going to tell you what to do different or what they're doing different and suggest it to you as well. Okay, if you don't want that, you have to go to a female space. You have to go around women who will lie to you. Women lie to each other all the time. They will look at an obese woman, an overweight woman, a morbidly obese woman, and they will tell that woman she looks beautiful and they love her confidence. You are not getting that from men in the manosphere. So stop expecting it. It's disrespectful to yourself and your fellow man to expect him to lie to you or to sugarcoat things. He is not there for that. He's there to help you. That's what the manosphere is about. It's about help. And it doesn't always achieve that goal perfectly. And not every actor within it does it, perfectly. But that's primarily what it's here for. That's what we're here for. And by we're, I mean those of us who make videos sometimes, those of us who obviously comment, watch, everything. Like, that's part of the drive. It's not just to make videos just for the sake of it and have them promote nothing. Just kind of exist. So that's my opinion on that. A lot of this, frankly, I'm going to call it whining, is coming from that place, right? He's not actually taking in the criticism and trying to, think to himself, well, is there something here? Is there something meaningful? Right? He's just getting angry or getting offended.
Now, when I die, it's going to be me in a forest with my 40. Alone. Maybe on a tall bridge somewhere, tall building. I always thought I couldn't pull the trigger, so I always thought, a bridge or something.
It hurts me. It hurts me a lot to watch him in this place. And I've spent plenty of time with suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation. I've actually been to the hospital for it, so I'm no stranger to this. Where he's at. I've had moments where I was, sort of crying in mental pain. I did that at least once while I was in the hospital, just being fed up with everything. So keep in mind when you're hearing me make these criticisms, I'm not talking as high and mighty. Look at this disgusting, pathetic man. I'm not at all. I get what he's feeling, but the only way you make it through that is by taking a good and honest look at your situation and making practical changes that are within your power to make. That's it. That's all you can do is a change in behavior and mindset. Those are your two options. The third option is a rope. And if that's that route he wants to take, he's free to. We all are, for the most part. Right? It's there. It's always going to be there. So if that's what he wants to take, if that's the route he wants to take, if that's what he ends up doing, right? I believe every man has the right, or should have the right, I should say, to decide whether they live or die. Domain over their own life. If nothing else, if you don't own anything else, you should own that. You should own your own body and your own life, for sure. But I think he's capable of more than he realizes, because there's a lot of guys in his situation who have been through stuff like him who have not accomplished what he's accomplished. He's actually built a life for himself. And in his other videos, you could tell he's a fairly smart guy. He's not stupid by any means. He's just he's very taken by emotion, and I don't think he's being very rational. Not just in terms of wanting to kill himself, because that's if you're living a shit life, you wanting to have an ending to it I don't think it's completely irrational, and not at all. But I think he's being irrational in terms of how he's handling the criticism and how he's refusing to look at things that he could actually do to improve his life. He's just skipping right to, I'm going to kill myself, right? Or when I die this, or when I die that, which doesn't make any sense to me. I think he has more options on the table than he realizes, and that would include improving himself within the means that he can, and possibly leaving the country and going somewhere where he'll be more appreciated. If it is the case that his local options just aren't cutting it.
But maybe a 40 or a shotgun is the best bet. I don't know, but fuck you guys. Todd's still my hero. I love him. He's gonna be on my desktop till the day I die. And
So I don't need to point out why that's unhealthy, why that's messed up. I've kind of already touched on that. Todd is not a hero. He's just some dude. He is some guy who's dealt with incel style struggles, and he's been vocal about that. And he's a shit poster. He's a goofy guy. He also has a history of fixating himself. I remember there was this chick who used to make very generic black pill videos. Her name was Rowan, and Todd was obsessed with her. I think I talked about it in my previous video, actually. The only other video, actually. So yeah, like there's no reason for you to call him a hero. That's part of your problem. That should not be your hero. Your hero should be somebody who has done things that are enriching, that you want to accomplish, meaningful things. Not just having a YouTube channel or orbiters, right? Todd has some orbiters. He has some people in his comment section who also kind of, grandize and exalt him above other people. And that's not healthy. And you shouldn't desire that. What you should desire is a woman to love you, is a home full of more warmth, whether that be in the form of that woman or children, more mental stability and mental strength so that you can deal with the things that the world throws at you. Try to find a man who has accomplished those things and look at him as a hero. Todd is not a hero. He's not anyone's hero. And I don't mean to be harsh, but I got to be honest. I'm not a hero. I've accomplished some things, but I would not call myself a hero. Maybe I could be a role model in some regards, right? Based on some of the things that I've accomplished. But overall, man, when I think of a role model, my bar tends to be pretty high, for the people that I look up to. And I think yours should be as well. I don't think he's a hero, man. And I think it's, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy that you look at him the way you do and you fixate on him to the extent that you do.
I don't care about any of the rest of you. Fuck y'all. Yeah, I like Amanda. Yeah, who wouldn't? And I like my prostitute. I had sex with her.
So we have two female figures that he brings up. The first one is unrequited love for an e-girl, a grifter online that is pretending to be an ally to lonely men, but is in fact just milking them for their attention and making money while doing it. And our second female is a prostitute, a woman who is paid to provide, facsimile of affection. What else? What else can I say? right? I'm going to be honest, and this may get me some criticism, some hate. If you were a woman, would you want to be with this man? If you were another man, would you want to be with this man? As a friend, obviously. Would you want to kick it with him? Would you want to chill with him? Right? There's two things in your life that will net you nothing. Right? Nothing. One, self-pity. Two, panic. These two things get you nothing. They solve no issues and they bring you no closer to success or happiness. I'm going to say it again. Self-pity and panic. He is giving you both of those in spades. It's going to get him nothing. It will lose you plenty, especially panic. Right? Reacting to a situation rather than taking some time to think it through. Or throwing your hands up in the air and being like, what am I supposed to do? Where do I go? Whatever. Right? The way he handled the building of his audience and the criticisms they left and what we're looking at right now is exemplifying exactly what I'm saying. Okay? So when we talk about being depressed, when we talk about being lonely, we want to escape this. I want to escape it, right? To whatever extent that I'm in it. Most days I don't feel too terribly lonely, right? But some days I do, right? I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a wife, right? 28 years old, about to be 29 pretty soon. How do I get out of that? How do I really what can I do? What can I do to make my chances the best, right? What I do know is that being the kind of man that pities himself and panics, that fixates on women that he cannot have and men that don't want to talk to him, that is not getting me any closer to not being lonely. It would pull me farther away from people, not closer. So that's my point, and that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm an ugly, unwanted fucking dude. What do you want from me? Fuck you guys. James Moore signing out. I'll never post again. Love you, Todd. Love you, Amanda. Peace. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other.
So, what an outro that was. I've talked a lot about the things that concern me, about the way he thinks, and why I think he's off base. I want to reiterate as I'm like nearing the end of this reaction video. I'm not here to bash him. I'm not here to make him feel worse, but to look at his journey on YouTube and boil it down to just two people. Again, one being a woman that not interested in him and is a grifter. Two being a man that is just goofing off online and living his life and, living his, sort of lay down and rot lifestyle, right? He's full on Eldar. He's a neat. He doesn't participate in society. And that's the man that he's chosen as a role model. This man, James, is more accomplished, is arguably a better man, a better person than Todd is. He has more to offer to the people around him and has done more to solidify himself and accomplish something. Todd has, if I remember correctly, he lives off of assistance. I've been around long enough to remember hearing Todd talk about his personal life. This is not a man that would be a role model. The people in his comment section had expressed a lot of care and interest in him being better, in him doing better, and him receiving better results. And he's basically telling them, fuck you. Fuck all of y'all. All I care about is Todd and Amanda, two other YouTubers who have treated me at best, I would say, indifferently. We're talking about just basic, cordial responses, not really doing anything to at all imply that they value him in any way. But you know somebody values you when they take the time to give you advice to better yourself. Because when you don't care about somebody, you don't do that. When you don't care, you don't take the time. All right, let me wrap up. Depressed Unwanted Man, I doubt you're going to watch this, but if you do, I'm wishing you nothing but the best. In the same way, I'm wishing the best for all the other brothers and boyos out there in the incel sphere, in the manosphere. I want people to find their way out. I want them to ascend. I want them to delete their account on, .is, delete their YouTube account, and to find happiness wherever they find it. Not that you can't find happiness, chilling with your homies or whatever on Discord and shit, but if there's something out there that you're trying to seek, and you get close enough to grab it, I just want them to be able to grab it and have that. And I feel the same for you. I want you to get that woman that will treat you well. If you want kids, I can't remember if you do. I want you to find kids too. I just don't see how you're gonna get that doing what you're currently doing or thinking the way you're currently thinking. So to summarize, drop the fixation, drop the self-pity, drop the panic. Yes, go to the gym. That is not useless blue pill advice. That's real advice. You need to get yourself straight, man. You look bloated. You don't look happy. You don't look well. When I say go to the gym, I never tell a man go to the gym for a woman. Fuck a woman. You're not going to the gym for her. You're going to the gym for yourself. You need to be as strong as you could possibly be, because the stronger you feel, the better decisions you make, and the better your mood is. And both of those things are necessary for you to live a meaningful and active life. So if you go to work and then you come home and you drink and you eat like shit, and then you record a video lusting after a woman who does not pay attention to you, that is not the recipe for a healthy man. That's not the recipe for a happy man. And these are all behaviors that justifiably would deter a woman from wanting to be around you. We're not even talking about red pill, nothing. This is just on surface level bad behavior that you need to address. But again, I wish you the best, man. Stay up, you stay healthy, and be well.